That's
And
right.
it's interesting. You bring up a point. It's interesting is on my next book that I'm working on, I'm talking about the balance of, real growth of a business and then profitability. And at the end of the day, the definition is, the way I'm putting it, is real growth is unit growth. And in the last
Yeah,
while, the inflationary growth is deceiving.
that's right.
And so a company I work with, and they were very successful, and the CEO was like, "Hey, profits are good, everything's good. That we're struggling with the top line." And I had them run some quick numbers, and I said, "Okay, well, tell me about your unit growth." Well, it's been flat for 3 years,
Yeah,
and they're celebrating things, but at the end of the day, they weren't looking at the right numbers. But at the end of the
that's
day,
right.
their number of transactions, which is their X in their business, their core unit in
Mm-hmm.
their business, it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't changed.
Right.
But because of the price increases and all the stuff, it's deceiving. And
It
if you
is.
manage people that handled price increases well during that time, sustained or in some cases increased their profitability.
Yeah.
And depending on all, and I'm not saying
Well,
it's easy, it's hard.
and so this goes back to, I mean, you're 100% right, because when I do my talks, I'll always ask, how many of you can measure your activity growth? And
Yes.
one or two people can do that. I mean, I've got a chemical manufacturing client in Tennessee. They
Yeah.
can measure pounds of chemicals processed.
Right.
Yeah, but they're
Or
one
an
of the
accounting
few.
firm can measure the number of year ends or personal tax
Uh,
returns they
you,
process.
you can, but the problem is they all vary in terms of complexity, and I would contend that an
Yeah,
hour is not a unit of productivity,
for
because you see, when it
it's a unit
comes
of
to,
cost. Yeah.
when it's right, it is, exactly, but it's not a unit of productivity, because not all hours are equal. And I always like to say, one of the core tenets of simple numbers is always isolating labor costs, because labor is the only cost that comes to work every day with an attitude. It's got
Yeah.
some good days and it's got some bad days.